As we stand on the cusp of a new year, it's natural to look back. But too often we focus on what didn't go perfectly, what we didn't accomplish, or moments we wish we could redo. Today we're going to flip that narrative. It's time to see the beauty in imperfection, appreciate the lessons we've learned, and create space for peace in our hearts. And that's okay. Welcome to And That's Okay, the podcast where we explore the ups and downs of life and remind ourselves that whatever we're feeling, it's for a reason, and that's okay. I'm Lisa Renee Scott, your host and a passionate believer that every feeling matters and every step forward counts. Each week we'll dive into real-life challenges, share relatable experiences, and offer actionable steps to help you navigate through it all. Before we jump in, I want to remind you that I am not a licensed doctor or therapist. I'm here to share experiences and insights that have worked for me and others like me. Let's talk about imperfection. Culturally, we've been conditioned to see imperfections as a flaw, something to fix. Social media doesn't help. Perfectly curated feeds show us snapshots of lives that seem effortless and flawless. But the reality, life is never as neat as it looks in a photo. Think about your own year. Did you set out with ambitious goals only to find yourself overwhelmed, sidetracked, or falling short? Maybe you wanted to save more money, but unexpected expenses came up. Perhaps you aimed to spend more time with family, but found your schedule packed with work commitments. I had my own moments this year. For example, earlier this year, I started my very first vegetable garden. I had big plans, drew out the plans to build it, filled it with dirt, did a ton of research, planted seeds, even envisioned birds flapping around me as I was out there in the garden. I even got over an extreme fear of bees. Well, sort of. And that's okay. Here's the thing. Instead of the garden being perfect, it actually was more abundant than I could have ever expected. And I was having to go out nearly every day to harvest. I loved it anyway. Every crooked plant, every unexpected bloom taught me patience, adaptability, and the joy of simply trying something new. The truth is, imperfection doesn't diminish the value of our experiences. It enriches them. It's where life happens, where lessons are learned, and where memories are made. Here's how we can actively embrace imperfection and reflect on the past year with intention. I've got 4 things for you today. 1, create a gratitude snapshot. I actually did this yesterday. Take out a notebook or open a notes app on your phone. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Write down at least 3 things you're grateful for from the past year. These can be big achievements, like a career milestone, or small moments, like the way the sunlight came through your window one morning. Dig deep. For each thing you list, ask yourself why that mattered. For example, if you write down time with my kids, you could add, because it reminded me how much joy they bring to my life. 2, identify growth in challenges. Reflect on 2 moments this year where things didn't go as planned. Write down what happened and how it made you feel. Then shift your perspective. What did you learn from those moments? Be specific. Instead of saying, I learned resilience, try, I learned to set boundaries when I felt stretched too thin. Or, I realized it's okay to ask for help when I can't do everything myself. 3, practice letting go. Choose one thing that still weighs on you, maybe a mistake, a regret, or something you wish you could redo. Sit quietly in a calm space, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. With each exhale, picture that weight leaving your body. Imagine it floating away like a balloon disappearing into the sky. To solidify this practice, write it down. Go ahead, grab a piece of paper, write down the thing you're letting go of, and either rip it up or toss it in the trash. Physically let it go. It is very powerful. 4. Celebrate imperfections. Find one imperfect success from your past year. Maybe it's a dinner you made that wasn't Pinterest worthy, but it still tasted amazing. Or a workout routine you didn't stick to perfectly, but it made progress anyways. Share it with someone. Post it on social media or tell a friend. Include what you learned and how it made you feel. For example, my garden didn't turn out how I expected, but I loved watching things grow and even got a few cucumbers out of it. Life isn't a to-do list to check off or a competition to win. It's a journey full of imperfect moments that shape us. When we let go of the need for perfection, we create space for joy, growth, and peace. And that's okay. So let's quickly recap those action steps. 1. Create a gratitude snapshot by listing 3 meaningful moments from your past year. 2. Identify growth in 2 challenges and write down what you learned. 3. Practice letting go with deep breaths and a symbolic act like ripping up a written regret. 4. Celebrate an imperfect success by sharing it with someone and reflecting on its value. As we reflect on this past year, I encourage you to embrace the beauty of imperfection. Let it remind you that life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Every mistake, misstep, and unexpected turn is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to connect with others. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of And That's Okay. I hope you found our discussion insightful and that you're leaving with some practical steps to apply in your own life. Remember, no matter what you're feeling or going through, you have feelings, and that's okay. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might benefit from today's topic. Until next week, take care of yourself, honor your feelings, and remember, you're doing the best you can, and that's okay.